a really big inhale of fentanyl, and I guess I went out and I just woke up to a bunch of people surrounding me and swarming me, and so I guess I had been Narcan 3 times.
We begin here at 5 o'clock with a dramatic near-death story on Portland streets. In the past few days, the city has seen a rash of suspected drug overdoses. At least 3 people have died, and nearly a dozen others almost didn't make it. Thank you for joining us. I'm Laurel Porter.
And I'm David Molko. Our Blair Best talked to one of the people who survived and was with him today as he tried to get the help he says he desperately needs.
This corner of Southwest 4th and Washington is in many ways a hub of downtown, and one where the crisis on our streets is on full display. Homeless people show us their scraps of tinfoil used for smoking fentanyl first thing Monday morning. It's also where Portland police responded to at least 11 overdoses since Friday. 3 people died. For others like Nate, it was too close of a call.
It's one of the worst and hardest experiences that I've been through.
He overdosed Sunday night, but police used Narcan to revive him.
Took a really big inhale of fentanyl, and I guess I went out and I just woke up to a bunch of people surrounding me and swarming me, and so I guess I had been Narcan 3 times.
Since the overdose, how many times have you smoked thus far?
About 15 to 25 times today, and it's probably not even noon yet.
He's 22 years old and has been addicted to fentanyl for 6 months. This is what he keeps inside his pockets.
Narcan, foils, pills.
What's that?
They're like the blue pills, the blues. I feel a little bit guilty because I know my mother wants better for me, and I wish I could just give it to her.
How badly do you want to get out of this?
Really badly. Like, more than anything, honestly.
So we called an outreach worker at Cielo Treatment Center.
So I've got him here with me. You're on speaker. He's willing to go into detox and get help. Do you want to talk to him really quick?
That'd be me.
Okay, here, I'm going to keep you on speaker, okay?
Hello?
Here he is.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing alright, bro. How you feeling?
I'm feeling alright, man. I just really need to get help.
Have you been to Hooper before yet?
Yeah, I was at Hooper for a day, and then I left.
Why'd you leave? Did you get kicked out? Yeah, man.
I just couldn't do it. It was difficult.
Okay.
But like I would gladly go back.
The outreach worker is now trying to get him a bed at Fora Health.
I feel a little bit better. Like I feel like maybe, hopefully, that I'll get the help that I need.
We talked with the mayor's office over the phone, and while they say there's open-air drug use happening all across the city, this site in particular off Southwest 4th in Washington has been a top priority for them for weeks. But the site itself is privately owned, which does present some challenges. So they're in communication with the property owner and police to find ways to secure this building, which includes blocking off alcoves like this one to make it less inviting.
I've been working here 3 months, and already I'm jaded to the fact that they smoke fentanyl outside.
Rex Tanbert works the cash register at Pete's Market, the business Nate overdosed in front of Sunday night.
Because I see it every day, I walk by people, I don't know whether they're dead or alive, people trying to resuscitate them, coming in asking for Narcan.
Do you think the city and police are doing enough to help this crisis?
They're doing all they can. I mean, their hands are tied because it's not illegal.
And on top of all that, there are people like Ryan.
I love this lifestyle. I will never ever take it back for my old lifestyle.
Who simply don't want any help.
Because I don't believe I need to go to treatment. I'm happy being a drug addict.
This building has been cited by the city's Bureau of Development Services 4 times for violating city code for things like camping, human feces, raw food, even broken windows. They plan to re-inspect the building soon. In Southwest Portland, Blair Best, KGW News.
Well, that was certainly an eye-opening story, and the fentanyl epidemic is putting more strain on treatment centers. As you can imagine, an escalating number of people are seeking out treatment at places like Fora Health in Portland. In the past couple of years, their director of withdrawal management has seen a major shift from heroin and other opioids to fentanyl. It's gotten worse, she says, not only in the number of people who need help, but also the severity of their withdrawals.
It's more difficult for us to manage. They suffer more, We have to send people more frequently to the hospital for complications of their withdrawals.
She says it's also difficult for treatment centers to get enough withdrawal medications that improve recovery outcomes. That's because of both the increasing demand for those meds and the higher doses patients need to treat fentanyl withdrawals. Dr. Hartley says it's an issue not only in Portland, but across the state, especially in more rural areas where there are even fewer resources.
The man accused of killing a Vancouver mother and her 7-year-old daughter has just made his first court appearance. Kirkland Warren is facing 2 counts of murder. You may also remember the suspect was already in custody in connection with alleged domestic violence involving the victim. So let's bring in Mike Benner tonight in Vancouver. Mike.
Yeah, David, it was an extremely tough afternoon for the family of Michelle Melendez and Layla Stewart. They expected the man accused of killing their loved ones to appear in court at 1:30, but Kirkland Warren did not appear until after 4 o'clock. This left families sitting in the courtroom for several hours. But once Warren did appear via Zoom from jail, a judge ordered that he be held without bail, something family was hoping for. In Clark County Court Monday afternoon, Kirkland Warren showed little to no emotion as he answered to felony murder charges. Warren is suspected of killing his girlfriend, Michelle Melendez, and her daughter, Layla Stewart.
They're still very numb, very angry, and so brokenhearted, like any other family would be in a time like this.
The bodies of Melendez and Stewart were discovered down an embankment in rural Washougal on March 22nd. Authorities say the two had been shot to death, likely with a .22 caliber pistol. That theory is just one reason why Warren is behind bars for murder. Detectives found a .22 caliber pistol in one of his cars, and an analysis of Warren's cell phone put him in the area where the bodies were found. Then there's the circumstantial evidence. Warren was reportedly with Melendez and Stewart before they vanished, a violation of a court order. A judge told Warren he had to stay away from Melendez after allegedly shooting up her apartment late last year. In addition to all of this, Warren is accused of shooting and killing a man in Arkansas several years ago.
We have to focus on the here and now, and in regards to Michelle and Layla, we're going to get justice.
Monday's brief hearing is all part of the process. Prosecutors asked for Warren to be held without bail, a request the judge agreed to before scheduling the next hearing in 2 weeks.
Every day is a painful day, and the finish line seems so far away for everybody involved in the case.
All right, Kirkland Warren's next court appearance is slated for April 17th. That'll be an arraignment where Warren should enter a plea, and I can tell you that family is hoping for a guilty plea so they don't have to sit through an agonizing trial. Back to you.
I'm sure agonizing indeed. Thank you, Mike. We're going to turn now to weather and a last gasp of winter weather. Some of us woke up to a dusting of snow this morning, April 3rd, and we could be in for a repeat before things finally warm up. Meteorologist Joe Ranieri is in for Matt, tracking this latest round of cold and snow. Joe, it sounds like a late April Fool's joke.
It sounds like a cruel late April Fool's joke, but there's a chance we'll be waking up to that kind of scene again tomorrow morning. 2 things will be in place. We'll have that cold air that moves in basically tonight and into early tomorrow morning, and some precipitation. Some folks that see precipitation will be seeing it fall as snow. Others more just some cold, kind of chunky, big rain and snow mix. I don't think it's going to be accumulating, but this is the European model that's showing some locations, the higher elevations will. Up in the West Hills, you could be seeing the potential for a light dusting. The places you're going to be seeing heavy snow will be throughout the Coast Range. It's going to be more like middle part of winter driving conditions tonight and into tomorrow. Meanwhile, the Oregon Cascades, you can be looking at close to a foot of snow here in the next 24 hours. You've already seen anywhere from 25 to 35 inches in the last 2 to 3 days. So as we look at the weather headlines, another round of cold air overnight, a morning mix of snow and rain. Again, no accumulation down to the valley floor, but if you're basically 1,500 feet and higher, that's where you could be seeing the accumulation. Afternoon showers and thunderstorms possible again tomorrow, and that's what we're looking at there through parts of Clackamas County and throughout other locations in the metro area. Some heavy downpours and some lightning strikes, as well as some hail, and that's going to be the case here the next couple of hours and into tomorrow. What everybody wants to know, Laurel and David, is it getting warm up? I'll let you know coming up in about 10 minutes from now.
Yeah, it just keeps coming. Thank you, Joe. Former President Donald Trump has arrived in New York ahead of his arraignment. It is the first time a former U.S. president faces criminal charges, though we should mention the indictment has not yet been unsealed. Security is tight ahead of tomorrow afternoon when Trump is expected to turn himself in and make that first court appearance. New York officials are also warning potential agitators that the city is, quote, not a playground for your misplaced anger, end quote. The case stems from alleged hush money payments made during the 2016 campaign involving Trump to adult film actress Stormy Daniels. Trump has repeatedly denied the affair and any wrongdoing.
A battleground man who took selfie-style videos with his son during the January 6th insurrection pleaded guilty today. Jeff Grace could face up to 6 months in prison. Investigative reporter Kylie Boshi has been following this case and joins us now with an update. Kyle.
Laurel, Jeff Grace appeared by Zoom for today's hearing before a federal judge in Washington, D.C. The 64-year-old pleaded guilty to a single count of entering and remaining in a restricted building. Grace admits he and his son Jeremy went to Washington, D.C. to attend a rally in support of President Donald Trump. Federal prosecutors provided videos and photos showing the father-son duo just a few feet behind the front line of protesters who pushed past officers protecting the Capitol on January 6th. Images show Grace entering the building and then watching another rioter attempt to steal a congressional lectern. In March of 2021 interview with KGW, Grace falsely claimed he didn't take any photos or videos inside the Capitol. He also denied his son entered the building. Well, court records proved otherwise. Jeff and Jeremy Grace can be seen posing together in selfie-style photos and video. Prosecutors claim the men tried to delete the images. A couple months after his arrest, a federal judge ordered Jeff Grace surrender his guns and weapons while awaiting trial because he showed up armed during pre-planned confrontations in both Portland and El Paso, Texas. Grace also posted videos on YouTube and social media complaining the Justice Department treated him unfairly. Grace's son was sentenced last July after accepting a similar plea deal with prosecutors. Jeremy Grace got 21 days in prison and supervised release. Again, Jeff Grace will be sentenced on August 3rd.
Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate the update there.